What's going on, YouTube? What's happening? What's happening? I really want to get into this Will Smith and Chris Rock situation. I really haven't given my opinion on it since it happened. But I'm curious. I'm curious, and so I jumped on my um, Facebook timeline. Nobody jumped on there, so now I'm over here on YouTube just to see if I can get somebody to come and have a conversation with me. You know, we may differ in opinion. I can almost guarantee you that we're going to differ in opinion. Maybe we won't, but it would be so cool if I could talk to somebody about it because I don't have anybody to talk to about it. My people's everybody is working or sleeping or something like that. And, depending on where you are in the country. If you're on the if you are on the East Coast, you're probably still in the bed. Don't mind my back. Oh Lord, that's crazy. don't mind that. I'm gonna give me a green screen one day. But yeah, I just want to, just kind of get an opinion or opinions um, about the Will Smith um, situation because I'm going to tell you, I feel like Will Smith is a complete beta male here, and I'll tell you the reason why I think he's a beta male is because the incident, the joke that Chris Rock told at the Oscars was a tasteless joke. Well, it gave tasteless joke vibes. It wasn't really. I don't think it was really tasteless, right? Tasteless. Um, but first of all, let's go back. Okay, the movie that he referred to, G.I. Jane, right, with Demi Moore. Man, G.I. Jane is almost old as I am, right? The movie, not not Demi Moore, but G.I. Jane was a movie that empowered women, that a woman can do anything that a man can do. Excuse me. That was the empowerment. That was the empowerment of G.I. Jane. She went and she cut all her hair off because they told her, if I remember correctly, G.I. Jane was a movie about a woman who wanted to be a Navy SEAL, but they told her that she could not be a Navy SEAL. So she proved to them that she could be a Navy SEAL. So that movie actually empowered women. So when Chris said the joke and said, "I see you in G.I. Jane too," um, it was, to me, when I heard it, it might have been poor. It might have been poor in timing. I'm not saying it's necessarily taste, but definitely poor in timing, right? Um, eh, that should have been a compliment. Now, where I take pause in this is that Will laughed at the joke. He laughed at the joke, looked over at Jada. She took it personally. Now, the fact that you took a joke personally from a comedian, a professional comedian, is an absolute me problem to me, right? So then Will want to get all Brody, and bring the smoke to a comedian whose job it is to make fun of you. That's his job. That's why the Oscars hired him to host the show, because his job was to get up there and make people laugh. That was his job. It could have been anybody's mom. I mean, anybody's wife. Anybody's husband for that matter, right? So I'm not condoning, or maybe I am condoning, uh, Chris's joke, because it wasn't something, you know. But what I will not condone, though, is the fact that Will Smith, for whatever reason, thought it was a good idea to get up from his chair, walk down the aisle, and smack Chris on national TV. I think that was the dumbest move. I think it set us back 20 years. You know what I'm saying? It's just really stupid. One of the first things that we learned as children, as toddlers, as babies, when we started kindergarten, is that no matter what is said, you keep your hands to yourself, right? You're supposed to keep your hands to yourself. But do we do that? Did he do that? Bigger question. Now that we're adults, um, assault is assault. Even if Will Smith did it, it's still assault. So if I was Chris, I would have went backstage. I would have told him to pause the show, whatever, take a commercial break, come back. I would have I would have had him arrested. That would have been me. Call me a punk, sissy, whatever. But you're gonna sit there on national TV because you got some displaced anger. You mad at the wrong mofo, bro. You mad at the wrong guy. Okay. And so as this has taken place over the last week or so, everybody's had an opinion, and oh, it's black love. I had one of my bestest friends on Facebook tell me, oh, that's black love at its finest. You know, um, I would have looked at him. I would have did the same thing. You would have looked at him and said, you know, because the adage is, um, you gonna let him talk to me like that? You gonna let him talk this way about me? You gonna say that? In that is that toxicity that most people have, men and women alike. Oh, you gonna let him talk to me like that? You know, that's something that Chris should have handled. I'm sorry, Will should have handled backstage. I really believe that. I really believe that he should have took Chris backstage and been like, "Hey, bro, that was a you know." Then there were stories that surfaced that said Chris was asked not to do that joke, and he did it anyway. Even in that, even if he was asked to do not to do that joke, and he did it anyway, that's still some smoke he should have got backstage. Not on national TV, on national stage like that in front of Hollywood. Really? I mean, but let's get to the root of this thing, though. Jada has been pulling the heart. She's been pulling the strings for a long time. You know, this whole open marriage crap, which never works. I'm not sure why people still try to do that. It doesn't work. People still get hurt. People still get, angry. Why? Why even why even stumble upon something that you know that emotionally humans cannot handle naturally? I don't understand it. I don't get it. Why we still trying to this whole polygamy nonsense? Listen, I'm gonna say something that some people might not agree with, but black folk can't handle open marriages. We don't. We can't. There's just no. We don't handle open marriages. So what made and then you're Will Smith for God's sake. You're Jada Smith. You're Jada Pinkett Smith for God's sake. Now, playing devil's advocate, even if you had an open marriage and both of you guys were okay with it, there are rules, right? There are rules to open marriages. You keep it discreet. You don't bring it home. You don't talk about it in public. You don't do this. You don't do that. That's a number of rules. I've heard of them. I don't know them. I don't practice open marriage, but there are rules to it. So this woman, Jada, brings Will to the red table early last year, takes this man and tells this man on a public forum that she has cheated on him with a kid that ran with his kids. The face that he made during that particular public thing, you could see in his face that he was broken. Because ain't no man gonna handle the thought of another man being with his wife. That's across all spectrums, white, black, blue, green, and different. It doesn't make a difference. There ain't no man gonna be okay in his head. I don't care if he agreed to open marriage, polygamy, whatever, or whatever that is. I don't know what it's called. I think it's polygamy, but you cannot. We can't. We don't do it like that. We don't handle it like that. Men don't handle it like that. Women may, because women are the ones that get. Women by nature are the more emotional being, right? Men don't connect like that, right? So it is. You can't tell me that he was once he. Can you imagine? Can you just imagine being Will Smith at that red table, and your wife is telling you, and he asked her straight up, and if you got to, if anybody watched it, you remember when he said, "Tell me what happened," and she says, "What do you mean what happened? I had an entanglement with August," and they laughed it off jokingly, right? But what Will Smith displayed in that particular interview was toxic masculinity. And this is what he did. He laughed it off like it didn't affect him. That's the same thing that men have been going through for years. Women too, but mostly men, because men supposedly are the stronger being. But what people don't understand and realize is that as men, we go through the same hurt y'all do. We are told not to tell it. Excuse me, we're told not to express because fear of judgment, fear of being laughed at. That man was broken. What he should have done in that moment was nipped it. He should have cut the cameras off and he should have nipped it. But no, he didn't. He laughed it off and let it go on. Now I'm not sure how long. I'm not sure how much longer after that, or even if Jada and August were still doing anything. But the level of broke in Will Smith in that video was astounding. I can watch that video still to today and read his face. Astounding. And there was no protection for him. There was no protection for his emotional, right? But I've heard stories all week. I've read memes and posts all week about he should have defended. Will did the right thing. He defended his wife. So you mean to tell me it's okay for your husband to commit a crime to defend your honor? Listen to me. If you're looking for your husband to defend your honor physically, then he ain't the one with the problem. So you're not ready to have that conversation, right? Because everybody want to jump on black love, protect black love. He should have defended her. He should have did this. No, he not like that. Should he have had some words with Chris? Yes. Was that something that could have been taken in the behind closed doors? Yes, absolutely. But Will Smith, in the sheer moment, so it wasn't even the fact that. But see, the thing of it was that him defending her wasn't his first step. That's the reason why this is funky. That's the reason why this is a conversation. It's because, his first action was not to defend her. His first action was laughing at the joke that Christian just said. His second thought was to go up there and slap him. Now, I'm not sure. Now, him getting up from his chair and walking up to the stage to smack Chris, that is pent up frustration that's been going on since Red Table. And that's what's wrong with men. We will let some stuff linger and fester in our spirits and our minds for the longest until there's nothing left, until it's that breaking point. And I believe that joke, that night, that moment was the breaking point for Will. Was he wrong? You bet your sweet ass he was wrong. And he would have caught a 3 piece on the biscuit and went to jail if it was me. because that doesn't make any sense. What argument have you ever solved hitting somebody? Even in high school, junior high, elementary. When has any altercation, when has any argument been fixed by somebody punching or hitting somebody else? Never. Never. And it ain't never gonna be. Right? So why isn't there any level of accountability for William Smith? I don't care. He grew up in on the you know west side of Philly. Where are you from? I don't care. I can tell you that I will from this day forward. I am boycotting anything he in. I won't even watch it. I was gonna and I was gonna sit and I was gonna with his because he won Best Actor for his role in King Richard, and I was gonna go watch it because I like Vincent Serena. But because he's in, no, will not. You done sat up there and then you done not created, but you've check marked the stereotype they give us anyway. Because you angry and you trying to show off in front of your wife. My God, that wasn't even cool. Chris Rock of all people. I needed for him to be an equal opportunity smoke bringer. If you're gonna bring smoke, you mad? Okay, big dog, you mad. You need to take it to August Alsina. You should have took it to Tupac, but he was still alive. Right? You should have took it to whoever else you got smoke with. You got to bring it, but you gonna bring it to Chris Rock though? Behind a joke? Nah. Me and my daughter, my youngest daughter, we had a conversation about it on Facebook. We went back and forth on a couple of posts. I mean, all love. I mean, we didn't get into an argument or anything. She's Team Will, and I'm absolutely Team Chris because it was uncalled for, it was unnecessary, and the Oscars was not the place to have the conversation. It just wasn't, and I don't care. And she's sitting over there. I mean, the smug, the smugness in her face, and we supposed to protect that. Let me tell you something, man. I think it was Plies. Plies made a comment, and it went viral quick fast. And he said, "I'm not fighting and protecting nothing that another man didn't." I was like, "Okay, Plies, that's what we doing?" What I mean? But but it's got some facts behind it. Like seriously, and she's sitting over there pulling the strings like a little puppet master, and she's loving every minute of it. It goes to show you that yeah, we're supposed to protect black women, but when do we as men get protected? She played him like a $2 fiddle and still doing it to today. But not one time did one thought of her stopping him approach her brain because she didn't move. She didn't gesture toward him, nothing. She let him get up there and make a complete fool out of himself. And she's sitting back. I can guarantee you, this is just an opinion of mine, but I guarantee you, she sat up there and she said, "That's why I cheated on you, because you wouldn't defend me." And for any man, that you can't do that. You talk about a blow to the ego? Yeah. Being told that you cheated on me because I wouldn't defend you. What? He been putting up with Jada's bullshit for the longest. Why he's still with that woman, I have no idea. And that's just my opinion. I don't want to go against anybody's guidelines or anything like that, man, but I don't understand it. The snatch can't be that good. Can't be. You know what I'm saying? Now, let's go back to Chris's joke for a second, you know, and the whole G.I. Jane thing. Jada Somehow it said something about she had alopecia, right? Alopecia is the disease where you lose your hair. Okay. Ain't nothing, you're not gonna die from it. You ain't finna have no cataclysmic breakdown in your body with alopecia. You lose your hair. Women lose their hair all the time. You know what I'm saying? It was not that serious. I can see if, he made a joke about her and she was terminally ill about something, or she had Alzheimer's or whatever. I can see that. Alopecia, man, if he don't get out here and sit down somewhere, and then he gonna run up there on Chris Rock and smack him. Oh, and I'm gonna end it here, but it sounds to me like a bunch of toxic masculinity to me. It seems like some displaced, misplaced energy, misplaced masculinity going on, because your the smoke you should have brung should have been to August, not to Chris Rock. That's just me though. You have a good night.